Hello, welcome to another beer review. Now we are going back to Kent for this one. We're going to the Faversham Steam Brewery. Now I did do a beer from these boys about 6 months ago. I put it on. I did go into the brewery itself. If you want to check that out, check that video out if you want to know about the actual brewery itself. This one I'm going to mainly base this kind of like review on the beer itself. We've got the Whitstable Bay Red IPA, lovely jubbly boys and girls, there you go, and it's coming in at 4.5% ABV. There's the backside. Now red IPA, red beers in general, I found them quite hard. I found them overtly bitter, with a lack of other notes in them as well. I'm hoping this one might kind of like be a little bit different. I've had this one a while. It's one of them beers I've kept. I've never really got round to do it, but made an effort now to get hold of, to do this one for you lot out there. So let's crack her open like we do. Oh, she's going to get busy. Oh no, she's alright. I thought she's going to blow up. There is the Whitstable Bay Crown. Bit of a boat there, Blue Peter boat maybe. So you're just getting a whiff of CO2, if that makes sense. It's a whiff of CO2. Then you're getting a hint of caramel, hint of cereal there. You're not getting much else, so let's whack her in like we do. And she's come out dark. I wouldn't say red as such. Put it up to the light there. Could be ruby-ish. Hint of trickle carbonation there. Fluffy white head. There is a hint of caramel there, nugget even. I'll just see what it says. Deep russet in colour. Yep. It says pine aromas. Nope. Not getting that. Getting caramel, not pine. So I'm gonna go in anyway. Cheers. First off, pine is in there. Caramel's in there. It's thin, there's a thinness there. Going again. Caramel's taking over more now, and there's a hint of roastness about it. It's a little bit forgettable for me, this beer. It does. It's not a beer I would have again, because I just actually, funny enough, I just reviewed a beer from Aldi. I've just done it. I've most probably uploaded it before this one, and that was cheaper than this one, and that had a lot more going for it. This, the style itself, I'm not really a fan of. It's not in my top list. It's going again. Caramel, nugget, thinness there. There's a yeasty bready note there. It's okay. It's run of the mill. If I was in a pub, say someone out there invited me to a meal and I went to a pub, this was on, yeah, I'll have it. Food pairing wise, I think this would go well with a stew or something like that. Something with gravy. It's not horrible. Far from it. It's not horrible. It's a beer which, for me, is a little bit forgettable in a way. It's a beer which, if I had a choice, I would have it. If I was in a bar and they had horrible lagers on tap, and I had a couple of these in the fridge, I'll pick them up and have them. So I would have it in certain situations, but I wouldn't go out my way and buy this one. Red IPA. It's not overtly bitter. I must admit, it's not overtly bitter. It's just a little bit middle of the road and safe. That's the word. That's the saying. Middle of the road and safe. Caramel back end, not giving me much. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. So, boys and girls, 6 minutes. Give it a whirl. I like to know what people think. For me, middle of the road, red IPA, not giving me much in taste, a little bit thin, but it's not terrible. So give it a whirl. Faversham Steam Brewery, Whitstable Bay IPA. See you on my next one. Cheers.